Okay, so I'll be testing a macro with the macro time on NASDAQ ES with some confluences using using quarterly theory and Goldbach. Okay, so I mean today's price action, should I look into it? Yeah, we can just try. We can see what goes on. So obviously knowing the dealing range through Goldbach is always a good idea, right? Uh, so that I think is important. And if we go to here, I would to add the 90-minute cycles. Okay, so 90-minute cycles. So it will kind of mark out the sessions um, as well. And I think we will basically get something from this. Okay, this is right. So, so let me also maybe add, so it's easier. This, okay, okay, showing there. Showing is about time frame. Just to early. So coming through, just starting with that today. So London says this is the macro. Instead of this 90-minute cycle, I will use quarterly cycles. Okay, it's better. The reason is one, it marks out the it marks out 90-minute cycles and then the microcycles like this. So the whole gray box is 90-minute. Inside that, there are microcycles, right? So the main thing is to trade in the distribution, right? So 1 and 2 you should avoid. That's part of quarterly theory. And this third quarter is when you will trade, right? So in that, the third quarter is where you'll get the best kind of setup. And keeping some other things in mind, you have session highs and lows. So if you're doing basically macro based trading, then and in 1 minute, then I would say just go with the session liquidity. That would be better. So let's see. Here you have it's saying London macro one, guys. At this time, I don't know. I think something wrong with that. Let's see. Okay, anyway, it's okay. We'll just go like this. And we will focus on the macros which fall in the distribution leg. Okay. Okay. So there and here as well. It has moved. Yeah, it has moved. And we can add SMT to it, right? So we have um, here, 1 minute. And here I need to turn on, need to add the same quarterly cycles. Okay. So we will be somewhere here. Yeah, here or here. So this is same price action. We have the session liquidity here. If we see, so you do have this session liquidity, which in Q3 of 3 it failed, right? And here we have a sweep. Okay, so only looking at till here, not in the fourth quarter, right? So here we do have liquidity that's taken, and sequential SMT. If you look at sequential SMT, then within the microcycle, right? So here we have this is the highest high. Sequential SMT. There is no such in this. Maybe in YM, if you look, so the highest high is here. Not really. There is no. I don't see any sequential SMT, but that will help. Although this in itself is fine. Okay, so we have the failure. We have failure, and here we have taken it. That is SMT, right? So generally, when you have the SMT, the failure asset is the asset to trade. Okay, the failure asset is ES. So ideally, this is the asset to trade, and you know what would one look for? Well, you look for session liquidity, right? So ideally, ideally this. Okay. So what has also happened is from down, if we see, this is the lowest low of the 90-minute cycle, and we got an SMT here, right? So when you have this condition, then when you have this condition, you are basically, you know, it's going to be long from here. It's okay, but I mean, you do have the conflicting signal going on, right? But here, see, it's taken all the liquidity. It's kind of taken pretty much the entire thing here, and this has failed continuously, right? So yeah. So basically, all of this stuff ES is taken, but NQ has not. Okay. And on top also, what happened? So on top, we see, so if I'm looking at this Q1 highest high is over there. I think, okay, no problem. Also, the true open is the opening price of Q2, right? So this one. So this is the true open. Yeah. Yeah. So true open is also important. And true open of this current quarter cycle is here. This particular thing. Okay. So we have a lot going on. Obviously, we are in a consolidating range, but if you're looking for expansion, it will be right here. Okay. Other levels one can mark in terms of higher time frame levels that are there. Just quickly see. Okay, there's probably too small. Yeah. Okay. Select bar, go back. And now play it forward. Okay, we are inside macro. Okay. Displacement, market structure shift. I would definitely feel much better trading which asset now. Okay. To have some sequential SMT. The only sequential SMT right now that is making any sense is down here, not on top. So I would say this is a problematic trade. Okay, it's a problematic trade. So you can't really risk too much. And then on the GB side of things, we are at the high. Okay, we are at the high. GB, I think it's a little too big, so we'll go to the 27. Okay, now it's fine because that's working with the 1 minute candles. So it went up, and in this one, we will be using, I think 81 should be fine. Okay, so it has basically reached the order block. So where is it coming from? It's coming from the low again here thing, low again, fair value gap came again and went up. So it hasn't completed this range. ES has completed the range. Okay, that's another reason I'm thinking maybe this is a better asset to uh, to trade. Okay, so we are in the macro time. So yes, the entry will be here, and let's see if we get the entry. Fair value. Okay, so I'm going with GB. Okay, and let's see how it anyway plays out. But for me, the fair value is kind of here. So if we kind of look at this, right, this thing over here, that's a BPR, right? So it came lower, took liquidity, then it went up, took liquidity. So what is this? Balance price. Where is it? In the fair value gap. Okay. So I would be shorting this one. The sell should be at the high. Take profit for me will be here at equilibrium. There is a swing low. So you can say at least your partial area is right. And then you can, because here all the session liquidities are taken, therefore it's a problematic thing. But what we can see is the session liquidity uh, if NQ can take this one, right? So we'll see, although there is an SMT here, this low should be protected. And the way it has gone, created order block, went to break a fair value gap, so it's gone in this particular way. Let's see what happens next. Okay, we got a good reaction. And over here we are at equilibrium. So this is something. Now we are entering Q4. Q4 is either a reversal or continuation. Right? So, okay. This one went till the liquidity void. One can say it went to the fair value gap also, right? Okay. Now, okay, I think it will come to press. Right. So this has taken out the SL, but that is the setup that I would see, okay, for planning, because here you've taken out all the liquidity. But let's say if we get another opportunity, I think macro is done. There is no more macro opportunity. Yeah, it was looking like a problematic trade, okay? So anyhow, now what has happened? You get a sequential SMT again. You are in Q4, right? You can trade Q4 for sure. There's no issue trading Q4. Okay, so here so far, it's not confirmed yet, but this is an SMT, right? So the failure swing will be the ideal asset to trade as such. Okay. So, okay. Nothing very clear as such to me. So from a GV perspective, but it looks like it might do a mirroring. Okay, it might go from like OB or FB to FAOB. Okay. But I'll keep an eye on ES as well. So the true this session open, it kind of supported, then broke down, flipped it. Keep an eye on that. And the true session of the current session is over here. Okay. Okay. So now we are at this to open. Open. Okay. So this one should give some kind of reaction right here, but now if it comes back here to fair value, I'm okay to kind of short this one. Here I don't see anything matching with. It's possible that from LB it will go now and complete the range as well. Okay. The other way to do it is right now it's come below. It's come below, so I can just shift it lower and look for this, right? So we have PO3 liquidity here, and this is working fine in this area. We did get the SMT. Okay. Okay, now this is not a good place to enter. The reason is we've gone into the Q1 of the next quarter. So I don't know. I mean, this didn't look like a clean thing, but yeah, I mean, one can say that you got shift, and whether you entered here or here, and your stop loss was there, that was not taken. But it's not correct the way SMT should work. It's not working fine. So I'll basically now just go forward. See here. So I would be fine with this. So when we came lower, went back up, and then the next time we did a shift. intake from here till equilibrium. That would be a Goldbach. So that would be a Goldbach. This one on ES, not really. But yeah, here this was perfect. Okay. Although it's not, I think it's not. Oh yeah, it happened in the macro. Macro, no, macro is starting. Yeah, it happened in the macro. This one. Let's go back. Look for something. Okay. So here in 27. And here we are in 81. So here we look for basically some kind of SMT, right? Sequential SMT. So Q2, here when you reach Q2, that is the manipulation leg, right? So Q2 and 3 is the ones that one can trade. So here Q1 is looking like an accumulation. So let's see. Macro will be starting right over here. Okay, so wait for SMT. So here low, highest, there. Don't see any SMT. Okay. So it's happening just before the Q2, which I don't think is correct. If in Q2 it comes up, still okay, but we have to observe if there is any lower side SMT. If not, the other thing is, something called as SMT fill. So if you're looking at continuation, okay, something new, but if you're looking at continuation, so basically this is, Q1, Q2, Q3, 4. So this is X, okay, X, this is A, where it opened almost there it closed, XAM, right? So manipulation happened. Now distribution should happen. So obviously now we can target these things. So that's the XAMD thing going on over there. And for continuation, what we should be looking for is SMT fill. What is SMT fill? Just get rid of. Okay. And so here we have SMT between sequential SMT over here. So what we will look for is a fair value gap, okay, on both sides, and one will fill it, the other will fail to reach that particular gap. So if we see this one, both of them actually filled it, that came lower. This gap, both sort of filled it, then came lower. Okay, now see this gap. Okay, the same gap here. Same gap. So this is SMT fill. So in the gap, all these candles have traded, but here it has failed to trade. Okay, so in this case, again, ES should be the one which is going further, not NQ. But yeah, just basis that thing happening, one can take a trade, right? So there is an SMT fill that's kind of happened over here. So if we were to, I'm not looking at Goldbach because that window is sort of gone. But what could be another way, right? So you get market structure shift. You have this fair value gap, which it got traded to. Ideally, I would go with ES. for, I mean, there aren't really no targets. So we'll see till this guy, maybe if it can go and take these. There is a way to do projections as well, right? So you can basically take the Asia session to a projection. So let me go to 5 minutes. Okay, this is the Asia. Standard deviation. So 0.5 is kind of important. Minus 0.5. Minus this. Yeah, right. So that one. So that a lot of times it will just manipulate and then go further. But knowing bias and everything, like one can go for this one. Okay, and then we can see where it goes. Okay, for the time being, we got standard deviation from Asia. Go back to GB levels. You have to keep an eye on the low over here. What I would also do is maybe shift down. Are we still in macro? Yeah, we are in macro. Okay. So let's play this. Equilibrium is important as well. Breaker, and then this rejection block is matching 1.5. So that's looking good. We will exit positions as we see things go on, right? We are in the manipulation phase, and in the third quarter of that manipulation, it manipulated above, right? Manipulated up. So let's see if this can pan out a little bit on this macro. Why is this? Okay, that's a 1.5. At this point, what I will do is kind of trail. Right. So what I don't want is for price to go above the high. 1 minute to currently on the favor gap. Okay, so I don't want price to go above this, or even the session open, right? So true session open is here. That could be fine. Here it's playing out fine. Here from fair value, it's going, keeping an eye on the liquidity session loop there. Until here. Q3 of expansion. It's come explode outside, now it's coming inside. It's gone very fast. Okay, taken out. Right. So I think again, that's the problem area I have. We are basically in a consolidation zone. So today, so far in this session, though, I don't see proper setup. Perhaps going to some other time and it didn't reach. Okay, let me just go a little bit further, see what really happened afterwards. Okay. So let's just keep an eye for that original what we had marked. Okay, SMT fill. This is what the high which should be protected. Right. So see in this one, that same high. This was the SMT fill. That high got taken out. Right. So that high got taken out over there. But in this one, this didn't. And see that's the reason why we should trade. I think it's this one. So the high didn't get taken out. That's why the failure swing is the correct asset to trade. And now it did reject from the session open. Okay. So obviously I didn't want this to go above, but the correct stop loss should be there. Anyway, let's just play it out. I mean, this is a lot of times mistakes happen in the trade execution. Expect. Now we're going into Q1. Okay, price is going to stop around. It would be nice if after not taking it, it comes and it completes this dealing range right, till the equilibrium. That's probably what I'm looking at. It should complete this equilibrium. Okay, that's it. That's pretty much all I wanted to see. If that SMT fill will deliver the price as per GB and also the -1 and 1.5 was where I think I was really eyeballing the 1.5, which was the rejection block. So it was a rejection block. Okay, clean that out. It's 9 now. Okay, did it take that? Yeah, now it took the SL out, I guess. No, not yet. It's not still taken it. That's green. Okay, yeah, there, 1.5, right? 1.5. So that's taken. Yeah, you will have to sit through some of this if you want to capture a good range. But I think from here, from that SMT fill, knowing that for a continuation, now that it has to be a continuation, where, I mean, and there is an SMT, this type of SMT fill, for continuation, you have to use that. See, again, here it went back above. It has been manipulating the session highs. ES has not been manipulating like that, right? So that's why the failure swing asset is the asset to trade. Now, how far it will go? So that 1.5, it has come a little bit outside the range. Okay, it went till 2, went till, okay, it's crossed 2 a little bit. But this is where now the candlesticks are becoming big, right? So we'll have to go over to the 81 and see where we are. So in the 81, so we came from there, fair value gap, completed it, came to breaker. So now here, this is the important part. So now we've come to this place. This can further send it down, or we are going back in this dealing range, in which case I'll be looking for a market shift. Okay, so it kind of went in there. So what we will do is, so the moment we don't see any reactions over here, then the idea should be to kind of look at it from this perspective. Yeah, so you got the shift and it traded that BPR and then it's going. So this run should go till equilibrium. Okay, let's see if that happens. Again, there was a macro right here, right? So again, a macro, just let's look at the macro part now. And here sequential SMT, I don't see it again. It's on YM, I don't see it. Between these quarters, I think it's there. Again, it's a problematic price action without this one, but so Q1 accumulation, manipulation, distribution 1 and 2. So 2 can be reversal, or it can be continuation, right? We should go back to time 950. So at 950, we will also change the taking range to 243. Candle will become big. Okay. So here now came in and we just straight away came to fair value area. Okay. Even for 243, these candles are looking quite big actually right now. Okay, so now we are in Q3, we need to look for our setup there. So reaching the order block not completing the range, we'll have to see what happens here at equilibrium, right? And here, if it will go into the range and we get the structure shift, then fair value gap, we can expect price to reach on top. Okay, so here equilibrium is broken. I mean, it's trying to go. If it's coming lower, then we look for something downside. Okay, okay, equilibrium is broken. Okay, so now basically from Goldbach NQ, I don't see the levels, right? So here also, if I shift up, this is where you can match two assets with half shift. So here we are still below the fair value. Okay, so maybe it will come down to create an order block, but here we've got that particular shift. Okay, so I guess we'll see if there is any kind of an SMT forming there, but this would be like an entry from the fair value gap. We are still in the macro. True session open, we have reached there as well. Again, because there is no clear SMT, I'm not too this thing about the trade. Take profit should be equilibrium as per GB, but then you do have these sessions, right, to kind of trade into, because this Asia standard deviation it has reached, so the price can go up basically now. Okay. So let's see. Okay. So now we are reaching the breaker area, and here in NQ we have the order block. Like I said, NQ may be coming down to make the order block, right? So here also we're still in macro. If it can come once, then I will enter till that equilibrium, which is also just liquidity over here. But here I would now start to think about what needs to be done, because we have these equal highs and we can target previous session, you know, for like a partial or something, right? Okay, so this would be like an is going on. Okay, wait. Now is Q4. So Q4, we have to look for SMT here. If we get an SMT, sequential SMT, then price could reverse. Okay, so you have to just keep an eye on that as well. So far, I don't see like a sequential SMT in any of the assets, not even on YM. So if we are looking for some kind of continuation now from here, then we might want to consider looking for an SMT fill, okay, which is basically a fair value gap one asset fills. It's not. Go a little bit slow. Okay, so this got taken out, right? We still in macro. Okay, we left macro some while ago, but I think our entry was here, which was the macro entry. Okay, on ES. Let's see. Okay. So this NQ did not operate on the levels, right? So I think ES, I'm finding that it's kind of following the routine. Let's see if we got any kind of sequential SMT during this time. Okay. Or any other PDRA, right? Like PSP, if there is a PSP, that's precision swing point to confirm an SMT basically. Okay, this is a PSP. See this down close candle here, and this candle is up close. Okay, and just mark that thing out. Okay, so when a PSP is formed, and also we got an SMT fill. Okay, so see this fair value gap. Okay, NQ tapped it, and in this fair value gap, ES did not tap. So which asset is the correct one to trade? If I take volume imbalance also, it didn't tap. Plus we got PSP. So this PSP, it should not come below that anyway. Okay. So one could have added, but this is the correct asset. And now as per GB, it's running fine. Now we've reached like a partial area as well. We need to keep an eye on this where this guy is headed. Okay, so I think I will maybe just sell one over there, and now it's time to put it below the PSP. Right? The reason is it should not come down till the job is done. And I think the job as per GB is here at equilibrium, and NQ also. Now that it's come into the range, hopefully it will reach. Got a reaction there. It's taken the liquidity on from previous session Q4. Let's see what happens. So it has reached, this guy has reached fair value on NQ. So we'll see if this time it works at the low target equilibrium. Okay, this time ES is working fine. Sorry, NQ. Okay, so now again it has basically come below that fair value gap, right? So this NQ, I don't think it's running the way it should, between dealing ranges. It's not doing that. Okay. So now when it has gone above this particular swing, at that point, I will trail my stop loss to this. There's no reason it should come back again and things. So I cannot do that, right? So it might have gone to breaker fair value, and now let's see if there's some continuation. We are entering the next macro as well, right? Okay, huge rejection there. Okay. Now again, we have to look for sequential SMT between Q1, Q2, this Q4, Q1. So we did get like an SMT over here, right? So we got the highest high to here. This is like a sign to, kind of see, you exit, because this is exactly the thing which happens when and the market becomes very unpredictable. So when you see like the uh, this thing happening, then it's a good time to exit. So can just see where it goes. Okay. Although see this was the failure swing, that means this high should not be taken. It has been taken. Right? So it's fine. Okay, this guy finally got out. Like, it completed the range. And we are in the new macro now. So what I also look for is shifting it down like this, because it left this VO3 liquidity. Although I don't know if it is going to basically move down, but this could be like a continuation thing. Again, looking at SMT, all of that is kind of important. Let's see how it plays out. Okay, one more time. Okay, done. So this was the six sister, right? And NQ was the six sister. How many times it had to tap into this area and then go and complete? Now this fellow has gone up into the dealing range above. Okay. So this macro entry, if you look at it that way, it happened over here when it tapped into this favor gap, right? So you could, if you're not already in the entry, if you waited for Q2 or Q3, always a good idea to enter in Q3. It came exactly there, and then you had this this run. Okay, this is what happens uh, when everything is running perfectly fine, low to equilibrium, no retracement run, and this should be at the fair value area. So no retracement. This happens when things are working fine in the asset. Okay, it shouldn't be like this, but yes, this is time disruption. What you saw on NQ, that was time disruption. That kind of happened. But typically, like on a normal day, you'll get this. So Q3 is always a good idea to now. You This is outside of the macro, right? But that's where I think taking into account the quarterly theory GB level may require you to just look for something, a little outside that particular time. So more, I think, back testing we do, we would be able to figure it out. Let me just quickly look at it. This was my gold. It's on a 5 minutes. It's been running. Uh, so yeah, I took the trade from basically from here till here, then I took it till here. This one I didn't enter. Okay. But this time, like this should go without retracement till. That's basically the how it should happen. For example, in this, it came to the low, created the order block, tapped into fair value without retracement. So it should be basically a run like that. And that can happen at some specific time window. Anyway, this is NFP week, so you'll have to kind of give it a little bit of a thing. But let me even show you. So when you want to know it's running fine, then see this, right? It went out, structure shift, came back, and this run fast. This is what happens, okay, when it's running correctly. So you have to basically just see that if you think that it's sloppy, it's slow multiple times, you can close it out or trail your stop just below that point, swing point, whatever the fair value gap swing point would have created. So in this example, the first time it came and maybe the entry was here, once it goes up, then as in it has shifted structure, then you can trail. You don't get taken out. That's a good thing. But yeah, it should just run like this, fast and furious. Okay. Let's see another maybe macro. Now I think I mean we got something, but I will keep doing this. But I guess adding those confluences, SMT and the SMT fill path based on that which asset to trade, that is extremely important. Okay, so this is the run that you should get very fast. Okay. So I've taken my entry somewhere down here because I was expecting this, like a purge, come below the low, create like an order block, go. But when it was here, then I was also looking at this gold. I was looking at this, right? Because when it came lower, it came without tapping into any order block, anything. So here I was expecting, okay, there'll be a reaction that can send it to fair value gap, then it can continue because market is basically bullish. So I took trade till here, then limit order here. Now it's going. It should either this thing will end somewhere here, it can happen, or it will go equilibrium, or it will go here, or it will go till maybe. If it has to continue, because this is now, I'll go to all the way in this range, then it will go till order block here, any of these areas to complete the range. Okay. So just something to keep in mind. That it's not like at macro time. A lot of the times, especially in something like we are in right now, which is NFP week, the time can get shifted a little bit. That's my feeling. Like this was macro, but did it come back to fair value? No, it didn't. It just went straight down. Right? So how will you take that trade? This is kind of like a macro. Yeah. So this retracement into that fair value gap, it didn't happen at macro time. It happened at 9. So right. So right after the macro, it happened and it went. So maybe GP can give you something cool. Obviously, see this is the fast and furious thing that should happen. When it's running, everything is fine. What you've basically defined, then it will do this. In this case, it went up, completed the range, went up, came down. Okay, here is when it restarted. So this run up was nothing really, it was just a Judas came here. Now this is when the algo has started a new kind of path. So this should be like quick. Should just go very fast without any retracement. Then you know you've got the uh, right trade going. This thing I had. Should I go back into another? So yeah, see this one was till probably you can say till 2 Asia. And now if it's going up, if we flip it, we can get the extension. So it will go till potentially till 4 or above, I think. So that was the manipulation. Get the distribution. But here again, if I just turn this off, this was a GB setup. I didn't take it. So I didn't, when it went back into this range, here, yes, and but it went back. So you had this order block created, you got that shift, but here the time was not right. You may have entered here based on GP, but I don't think the time is right. Went to breaker. So this is still Q1. This is Q2. Can still enter from uh, from Q2. Okay, Q2, Q3. Q2 is fine if you know what's happening. GP is giving you the levels. Then then one can go. Or you take this, no problem. It will do time distortion. That's basically what happens if you take it before time. And also SMT. If SMT is not there, then it will wait like for the other asset also to reach some similar level, and then it will tend to. So, practice. Yeah. Kind of waits for something to happen on the other asset, and then you get this fast and furious up. Okay. So here, if you have to look for any sequential SMT, see it. Where might be SMT? I think so. With this, there is no SMT. On top, there is no SMT. So yeah, this when you don't get the correct SMT, go to microcycles. Just look for it over there, where we can see the SMT. Okay, show SMT. Yeah, this is the macro time, I guess. Let's see it. In this quarter, this, okay, no SMT. It's just GB doing what is supposed to happen. So yeah, it will be low probability, I can tell you that. Okay. But yeah, GB thing, it works. Okay, I can tell you. SMT will give you like a better thing. And is there anything else? Decisions and don't see. I think it's see gold is reaching there. So they should get here too. till that. At this point, I would trail my stop loss to that some point, or even take partial. Like I said, it might reach till here. I marked it out beneath the lines. In case it doesn't reach there, somewhere here it will reach. That's like sometimes in a range, it's just going to happen. But I think this should not leave too much. Let me shift it up. So here, that line, that's this line, this line, this line. I think it should just go and complete it. I don't see a reason. Do we have a breaker in the breaker area? This is the breaker. It's in the breaker area. Is it a breaker? Not really. It looks more like a indication to me, but going to a local time frame, then we need to set it as per how the candles are fitting. I think 5 minutes is only fitting. 15. Anyway, so this was that. But yeah, that's just a little early thing into the macro that to just combine a few things. So win rate is still good. I think, the price action was not good, but if you just add those standard deviations, we understand quarterly theory, whatever, can still work in your favor, and you can kind of capture a little larger range. But I think if I go to previous days, maybe there'll be something more in it. So, but yeah, these are the runs you should see from fair value. Book, 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 fast. For that, very important that you get that 5 minute structure shift. Okay, then either from breaker or directly if it's going from that fair value. Just cover the low. Once it has, see, this is closed above, let's say this swing point and this swing point, then I can trail it. I can take partial. If I think that time is not enough, something is wrong, SMT is formed, whatever, then one can basically do that. So yeah, this run should not come down at all. Should just go finish. That would be like good. Anyway, I'll just stop it here. I'll do more around the macro time, like what kind of entries can be there. But I think we got some decent something here as well. Sometimes, on days like this, you may get to take multiple entries. Just remember about the SMT fill part. If it's continuation, one asset fills the gap, the other one doesn't, and that is what you're looking for SMT fill. But yeah, I guess the asset that has moved a lot is ES only compared to NQ. I mean, if I look at the price action, more explosive on ES. So looking if there is any precision point also that might have come up today. There's no precision point. So it doesn't look to me like institution is that way, right? So the SMTs are also not very clear. They're two-sided. Um, and I am testing this NFT week, like how GD is working. Okay. What I can tell you is it's doing a lot of time distortion. Even here, it will spend more time than it should and then go. A lot of the times that's going on. Now, this is going to go and complete it. I think it's just not doing that. Cool. So I will just end it here for the time being and then see you on the next one.